Please come closer. Do you know that 3% of the egg produced that is being consumed, mostly in Africa, are not good? Wow. Okay, let's start with the introduction of organic farming and inorganic farming. Now, there are some farming we refer to as organic, and there are some farms that we refer to as inorganic farm. Now, for the area of poultry, we have also organic and also the inorganic under the name of farming. Now, for the organic farming are the ones that is being reared. They allow the birds to go out to feed themselves outside, and then they come back and they have where they rest. Now, that's the organic farming. The egg produced by those chicks, those particular bird breed, either turkey or layers or boiler, those particular ones are very good. Those are organic. But for the inorganic, there is something. But then let's dig in a little bit into the inorganic farming. Now, the egg produced in an inorganic farming, they are very, very okay. Don't get me wrong. But where challenges usually come is when those birds are sick. Yeah, when those birds are sick. Now, when the birds are sick, what they usually do is they introduce some antibiotics that is not actually good. Not that it's not good for the birds, it is good, but it's not good for the human for consumption. And if this bird lay their eggs within that interval, because some of these inorganic drugs that they give to these birds actually last for a duration of maybe 7 days, 14 days, because it's also written on the drugs that the eggs there are not to be sold, are not to be consumed. But as a farmer, just to make some money, they have to sell those eggs. Now, this is where the challenge is. I hope you get me now. So, it's the introduction of these drugs, antibiotics. Once it's been given to this bird for treatment, the eggs, instead of disposing the eggs, they still sell the eggs. And the consumer is us, the human. And that is why organic farming, the egg you get from that organic poultry, is better because even at their treatment, it has to be organic. They use herbs, they use vegetables to treat them. Okay, like I said, please pay serious attention to what you consume because what you consume actually either takes you to the hospital or makes you stay away from the hospital, especially when we talk about the eggs, like what I'm talking about now, the eggs particularly, apart from other food, but the eggs particularly. So try to know the company that is producing these eggs that you are consuming is necessary. Now, the kind of drugs they give to these birds, and what do they do if at all is in an inorganic farm and they are giving them these antibiotics? Do they actually dispose these eggs or do they sell it to the market? Now, you need to get this information as a consumer. Let's take a look at the part of eggs before we go further to analyze one or two things. Because somebody once told me something about eggs and he was telling me that particular eggs are bad. But the truth is, it wasn't bad. It was the time the eggs have stayed within them. Sometimes they expose these eggs to sun, heat, which as a result alter the structure of the eggs. For example, if a bird lay egg today, right now, the eggs we have are referred to as the AA. Now, if you check the shell of the eggs, now the gap within the air space or air sac in that egg, because we talk of type of egg, we have when we talk of types of egg, we have the egg sac where the egg air used to be inside, the shell, the membrane, yolk, and the rest of it. So I'll still dive into that. For now, let's just concentrate on the grade of egg because now we're talking about grade of eggs. Now, when we talk about the grade of eggs, we have three types of grade of eggs. We have the AA, we have the A grade, and also we have the B grade. Now, the B grade have more air sac, while the AA grade has less air sac. Mostly, they are the ones that comes out the first period or that first time, like now. Now that's the AA grade. Now that one stays and then it gets to a particular point in time, it now drops to A grade. Now the difference between each of them is for the AA grade, the air sac space there is less than 1/8, and for the A grade is either 1/8 or a little bit more than it. But when it comes to the B grade, it is far more lesser. It's far more wider in air sac. It has more air sac space. So the AA grade has less air sac space, and the B grade has more air sac space. Then the A grade is just in between. So this was the challenge this particular person was facing. The type of egg he was having at that point in time was referred to as the B grade type of egg. Okay, thank you. And please don't forget to subscribe. It's very important. It costs you nothing to subscribe. It costs you nothing to press the subscribe button so that when we upload some certain videos, you'll be among the first to observe.